Welcome back to Talk Tonight. State Senator John DeFrancisco has proposed legislation that would allow for family court clerks to provide at least some access to juvenile records for prosecutors if there's a sexual offense in a person's, youth. Currently, those records are automatically sealed. Senator wants to change the law in New York State, and that change, or the idea for it, came in the weeks following the arrest of David Renz, who's accused of murdering a Liverpool school librarian, raping a 10-year-old girl. We had Senator on the news when this was first announced, talking about this concept. He joins us now for the Talk Tonight. And Senator, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Explain what your proposal is here and what's going before the legislature. Well,
basically, family court records of a juvenile are sealed. And there's a good reason for it. You want to give a young person a second chance, get an opportunity to straighten his life out before he's ruined by a juvenile record. However, under certain circumstances, we might want to open up some of those records. And my bill would basically do this in response to the Renz case, because Renz had a family court sexual offense that the court who set the bail or determined to let him out with the ankle bracelets didn't know about it. And what my proposal does is it says that a court who is trying to determine bail or some legal issue in that court on a current charge, or a district attorney or who is either trying to keep the person in jail or wanting to prosecute the case, could contact family court, ask if there any of the records are juvenile records relating to a sex offense, if the next offense is a sex offense, and that record would have to be opened and given to him. If there's no sex offense in the juvenile records, they would remain to be sealed.
So family court would be doing kind of a little peek into the file more so than the prosecutor or the court itself.
Exactly, and they would have to determine if there is a sex offense, and if so, then that has to be turned over. And the logic is that most people believe, and most of the experts believe, that sometimes sexual predators don't really ever rehabilitate. And under these circumstances, to protect the public, it's a good compromise to the private records.
Senator, we had a visit today from Bill Craig, who is the man who was first on the scene of this horrific crime. He brought us these bracelets. He's trying to spread the word. He wants lawmakers to listen. Do you think that there's widespread support downstate, maybe, where they don't know much about this case, for what you're proposing here?
Well, they're going to know about the case. The bill has been introduced. It's going to go through committee. I'm virtually certain it'll pass the Senate. And I'm not so sure about the Assembly, but Sturpey has indicated that he was going to put it in the Assembly. I don't know if he's done it yet, but so he's going to try from the Assembly end. So I think if people understand the nature of this particular problem, and it's a narrow exception to the sealed records of family court, I think it'll get some traction.
And that's the key, right? That it remain a narrow exception, because as you said, it's important to keep this general protection for juveniles.
That's exactly true.
Mm-hmm.
We want to talk to you about a couple other issues, but we're going to take a quick break. We want to talk about the Route 81 project. We know you're talking about that tomorrow and a couple other things, but let's take a quick break now. The talk continues in just a moment. We'll be right back with more.